All right, so let's continue on with proving that gases, okay, do exert a pressure around us. And I'm sure most of you guys, are you okay? All right? It's either it's a coughing and a laugh, it's a snuff. You have a snuff right there. So we know that gases exert a pressure around us. Yesterday, we were dealing with an example of Bernoulli's, which is called an air zuka. Okay? And again, the air zuka works. Okay?
Wait, does it hurt? It could.
Watch my hair.
Wait, can I feel it?
Yes. Here we go. Okay, now why does it work? It works because, look at Tom's hair go back. It works because I'm blasting some air out of this hole, and I'm organizing it. So Bernoulli's principle is like taking a fluid, and gas is considered to be a fluid in some aspects, and I'm organizing it this way. By making the air go this way, it's spending less time pushing out. So I'm creating low pressure area around the organization, and the high pressure fills in behind it. So when I blast air straight, there's less pressure around it because the gas that I'm moving straight is spending less time pushing out. Again, the kindergartner explanation. I make my kindergartners walk down the hallway without any organization. They're going to hit the sides of each other, spin around, dance, rip stuff off. They're going to hit the sides of the what? Walkway a lot. And the pressure on the walls will be high. But if I make them walk in an organized pattern down the hall without bouncing around, they're going to spend less time pushing out. So we create a low pressure area this way. Okay? Okay? Look at your hair go. Now, all right? Now, what's cool about this is that if I go supersized, okay, I can get a lot more volume of air. Okay? Absolutely. Now, same idea. So Bernoulli. Now, by the way, we hear because of the same reasoning. We pick up molecules bouncing. When I make a voice or I make a sound, what's happening is I'm pushing gas molecules together. What do? They push other ones together, and the same motion is picked up in our ears. So what I'm going to do now, hopefully, is give you a little tracer, if it works. All right? So if I was to take a little bit of my fog mixture here, or my cloud mixture, all right? Okay, take a little bit of this. I can trace.
That's so cool.
Now, let's up the ante.
Oh, God.
Okay, let's fill this with a bunch of smoke. All right? And we can actually trace. Now, why do you see little circles? It's called a vortex. Oh, yeah. Slow one.
Whoa. Oh, my God. You can feel it. You can see it more like when it's like.
The slow one. Fast one. I'm sorry. Oh, sorry. A little slow one. Levitating.
I'd be doing that all day.
I know that.
And Tahir was making fun of me. You build these things? Darn right I do. But what's happening is, one more time, what's happening is you're seeing the effect of me organizing air. Now, of course, the smoke gives me a nice little tracer. This will happen. All right? Now, let's continue this demonstration with Bernoulli's by lowering pressure. All right? So let's continue with, let's do this one. I'm going to take my air, Here's I have my shop vac. We'll put that here. And let's do something with my shop vac here. And is this on? Yeah. So let me see if I can do this. The shop vac goes into a air blower. Yeah, can you imagine that? That's pretty cool. I like that. Now it's blowing air out, I think. You clearly can see air is coming out. All right. All right, so air is definitely coming out. Now the weird thing is that you'd expect things to just what? Blow away from the air. Okay? So just give me a second. And I grab my little sphere. Let's take this beach ball, or whatever you want to call it. And what I'm going to do is, hopefully, not blow it away. Why that happened? Well, air was hitting the ball. It was hitting it in an organized pattern. That organized pattern hit the ball, and when the air hit this, it went around the ball in a certain direction, organized. Now, when it hit the ball and went organized around the ball, by it going this way, around the ball, it spent less time doing what? Smacking on it. Okay? So that way, we created a low pressure area. So you would expect it to be blown away, but we were hitting it, but not as much as we expect, because some of the gas molecules went around it and didn't hit it. High pressure was still pushing down, and we had it levitating because of that effect. All right? Now, if I go to a bigger sphere, okay? We have another example of Bernoulli's. Okay, hold that for a second. Seconds up. Okay. I need some help. I need a lot of help. Oh, get the line! I got it! Hold up! All right. Stand up. Put it right over the hole. What were your observations? When it spun, what did it do? It went farther away. So when it started spinning, it was creating even a lower pressure area. How does a curveball work, guys? Baseball curveball. Now there's many, call them breaking pitches. But let's pretend I throw the ball. This could be a soccer ball. I kick it to you, right? Or I throw it to you. And let's say it spins like this. By it coming toward you and spinning, you have air rushing back, right? Well, the air rushing back on this side is organized or disorganized. Notice the ball is spinning toward me on this side. So as air rushes back, this side is organized. As it turns, it's going with the air coming through it as it goes forward, correct? This side, as it goes forward from turning this way, it's bringing some air forward as the air is rushing past it. So which side is the organized direction as I spin it this way? Is this the high pressure or the low pressure? Right. If I throw it at you and it spins this way, this is going with the air, organized. This is bringing air forward with the air pushing back. This is disorganized. This is high pressure area. This is the low pressure area. Organized air has a low pressure. What happens is the high pressure pushes the ball this way. So if I kick the ball or throw the ball with a spin this way, it will bend that way. That's how breaking pitches work. If I spin it this way and it goes towards you, this is going against the air. This air is disorganized. This side is going what? As it turns, going with the air. So the Bernoulli's low pressure area is here, and as I spin it this way, it'll break that way. Okay? Now, knuckleballs. Knuckleballs are basically baseballs thrown with no rotation, but they supposedly break all over. Knuckleballs have a groove on top. Baseballs have a seam. When you throw it with no rotation, the seam acts as a place where the what? The air can run around and get organized, like a little airfoil. And what happens is it hits this little seam and it moves. And when it moves, it gives a new place where a seam is. So you're creating new low pressure areas, and they say knuckleballs, if thrown correctly, dance because they expose a seam, which acts like an airfoil. The air going over it has to go over the bump. The seam is right here, pretending. And if I have to go over a bump, where there's no bump here, okay, it's more organized. Low pressure, high pressure, and it moves. And once it moves, a new seam is exposed in a different area, and you create this uncharacteristic, uncontrollable, or really hard to predict movement of the ball. But that's not all I want to do here. Where's the other ball at?
Right there.
Okay, good. I'm going to do something that's not intuitive. Okay? So we saw that I could levitate this ball. So what I'm going to do here is, if in fact I'm creating a low pressure area behind the ball that I'm pushing, I should be able to turn it upside down. So what I'm going to do is find the tape. Okay, take my blower. I'm going to tape this little cone to my blower. The reason why I'm doing that is I want to give the air in the cone an organized pattern to follow. So here we go. Almost. And again, all I'm doing is lowering the pressure where the air is organized. So there I have a little cone. Okay, still I'm blowing air out. Do you agree with that? Now, I'm going to use a ball that fits, or a balloon that fits in that little area. It's not going to be perfectly round, so there'll be some issues. Okay. All right. It's a spheroid or something. So here we go. Still blowing air out. It popped. So we'll do it one more time. It has to fit in that little circle. So we'll go one more time. This will be better. This is the better shape. Okay, and I think I popped it because this cone is kind of sharp. All right, here we go. Having issues, I see. I think I have to lock this in. There's no place to lock this in, I think. Okay, I think I have the wrong tube. I think it's good now. Way too much pressure. Can you hold up for me? Let's secure this a little better. This thing is really going crazy. When in doubt, duct tape. I like the flex tape. That can be that. All right, I think we're good. Let's see here. So. Gotta be smaller. Has to be a little smaller. I can do this. My cone isn't perfect either.
Can I have it?
Can you see that it's being drawn in? Yes or no? It's got to fit inside. Better. There we go. All right, one more time. But you can see it wasn't being blown away, right? Pushing air out. So you saw that by even inverting it, I'm pushing air out around it, but as the air pushes around it, it creates a what pressure behind it? Low, because I'm organizing the air, and high pressure was supporting that there. Okay, let's do another Bernoulli's demonstration. Okay, let's get this one off. Let's put another one on. We're not going to get to our lab, but we're having fun. Where's my other tube at? Oh, there it is. Okay, so this is the one I tried. Okay, now, what if I take some PVC? Okay, now this PVC, all right, I'm going to connect here, all right, with, guess what, more of this flex tape, which is just fancy duct tape. Okay, just I'm tough on things, as you can see. Okay, everyone see what I got here? PVC pipe, I'm going to blow air through. Now, the weird thing about this, and it's not that weird, is I'm going to put another pipe here. Okay, now, by me putting, looks like something I can, okay, something out of a futuristic show here. But, by me putting the, air is still blowing out. Air is still blowing out. I'm going to need to get some help here because my hands are running out. Okay, now, Antonio, just hold this for a second right here. Okay, now, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to secure this a little more. Hold this part right here. Okay, now, what I'm going to do is, what's going to happen to the pressure underneath? What do you think? I'm blowing air out this pipe. Thank you for a second. If I'm blowing air out this pipe, what's happening to the pressure here? It's decreasing. If I'm making the air organizing, is it pushing down on this air? No. So if I put this on, of course I'm not ready. Hold on. Put this here. I need my, I need some ping pongs. Okay, hold them for me. Okay, I want you to put ping pong right there. Another one. Whoa! More ping pong. Whoa! Put it in there anyway. Oh! Oh! Put it in there. Oh! Why'd that work so well? Yeah, the longer it's called the Bernoulli effect, the longer the pipe, the farther it would go to some purpose. So you saw without the extender, it's like a pistol, it didn't go as far. But clearly, there is something to the Bernoulli effect. You lower the pressure so much by shooting the air out, it drew it up. So we're lowering the pressure by organizing the air. My friends in chemistry, that's how we fly. Airfoils and planes do that. Okay, and I'm going to show that on the big screen in a second. I have a couple more demos I want to show you, and then I'll get to the applications of flying. Birds take advantage of that, and foils, airfoils take advantage of that. So I got a couple more. I like this demonstration. Now, I don't have to directly, you noticed that ping pong flew not because I directly pushed air on it, by organizing the air. So, here we go. I have some toilet paper. I want to give you guys some ideas, but I'm not going to blow directly on it. I'm going to blow the air above it. By organizing the air above it, what's it going to do? Let's see what happens. Let's go, below it. Oh! All right. Did I blow it directly on it? No, by organizing the air next to it. What did I do with the pressure here? I lowered it, and the high pressure from the air pushed that out. Okay? Did you know it? Absolutely. Okay.
Poetry.